Hello everyone. So last week, Claude announced their new models, Claude 3, and you can use them on their official website. They have also integrated them into POE, and you can test them on lmsys.org. I've already done some tests comparing them to ChatGPT-4, and they performed quite well. Now, let's dive into their latest announcement. Since I was away last week, I want to go through the details and test it with all of you in this video. As you can see, Claude 3 AI model consists of three separate models: Haiku, Sonnet, and Opus. Opus is the largest and most capable of handling heavy AI tasks. Sonnet, as the middle-sized model, strikes a balance between cost and intelligence. Haiku, on the other hand, is lightweight and primarily used for customer service and standard Q&A responses. These Claude 3 models can handle tedious work for you. That's an overview of the Claude 3 model family. They have a table showing benchmark results. Although I don't fully trust all the benchmark results and announcements based on what I see so far, the Opus model outperforms GPT-4, even Sonnet comes close to it. This is amazing. The results, especially in grade school math, surpass GPT-4. Sonnet almost matches GPT-4 in solving math problems, and Opus outperforms it by 90% using multilingual math. Both models are closed-source models developed by their respective private companies. While I can't guarantee the accuracy of the benchmark numbers, we can test them later using LMSys. These are the numbers. Naturally, in new model announcements, they claim to be the best and the most advanced. But what's interesting about Claude 3 is that they claim these models possess general intelligence. Opus, the largest model in the Claude 3 family, is touted as the leading frontier of general intelligence among LLM models in the market right now. When we talk about AGI, artificial general intelligence, we mean an AI system that can perform tasks similar to humans or even surpass human abilities. We'll see if this claim holds true in our tests. They also mention strong vision compatibility, meaning their models can handle a wide range of visual inputs, including photos, charts, and technical diagrams. Claude 3 Opus surpasses other LLM models in this aspect. We'll have to test this claim as well because they state that the official Q&A and map visa, Google Gemini 1.0 Ultra, are better than them. We're not sure yet, so testing is necessary. Now let's talk about fewer refusals. This means that the newer models are less likely to refuse to answer users' text prompt inputs. They will make an effort to answer as many questions as they can, rather than having a rigid set of rules that prevent them from answering certain prompts. They recognize potential harm and will refuse to answer harmful prompts, but less frequently. Opus and Sonnet have a 10% refusal rate, while Haiku only has around 8%. In contrast, Claude 2.1 had an almost 25% refusal rate. We need to test this as well. Lastly, as everyone knows, Claude is a very large long context model that can handle over 200k tokens. Previous models like Claude 2 handled over 100k tokens, but Claude 3 now supports up to 200k tokens. So let's see when we are going to test that. And we can see, as here they have mentioned, also the potential use of each of their Claude 3 family's models. And here's the one for Opus. So you say the context windows 200k potential use as automation, plan, and execute complex actions across API and database, interactive coding, R&D, and then the strategies analysis like chat and graph, and financial market trends forecasting are able to use that using the Claude 3 Opus. And obviously, when you go down the downward size of the Claude 3 models, Sonnet is going to be processed for less complex tasks, less data analysis using the downward sized models. But even Sonnet can able to do a reject search, retrieve a vast amount of knowledge. That means you can still able to use that for general purpose AI agents. You can create multi-agents communicating together. As we mentioned previously in videos, we can use other tools to connect different LLM processing with individuals' AI agents, and they work together. So even this Sonnet is able to do that as well. But then in the Haiku, they are less intelligent basically, but they are still able to process 200K context windows. But then their intelligence is less than the Opus and the Sonnet. Mostly, they are recommended for customer interactions, contact monitoring, and cost saving tasks. For example, if you have very tedious work in logistic inventory management, you can use that to do that also. So, let's try that in LM to compare the Claude 3 Opus with GPT-4. And before that, I want to show you some tests I did in POE that use Claude 3 Sonnet because Claude is really good at doing language translation or processing in human language. So I have done a test or experimental asking the AI to teach me how to speak in Spanish. So I say, paste that word in here. And then it will translate into Spanish and also explain all the grammar on how to use those in Spanish. But then I said, I don't understand this. Can you explain that in English? So for each Spanish word, it actually shows me what it means and then what grammar should be applied in Spanish. And that is very detailed. I can say for a large language model like this to really go through each of the words and then it can tell you the verbs and the nouns of this. How can you use that? And then after that, I switch to another language. So I say, I want to learn Chinese in traditional. Can you help me? Then Claude 3 instantly switches from Spanish to traditional Chinese. Now it explains in both Chinese and English in the same response. Here I just pasted one of the paragraphs from TechCrunch News and asked them to help me translate that into Chinese and teach me about the Chinese grammar. Then actually both of the explanations are correct. But then here it doesn't provide too much about the explanation of the grammar like how it did in Spanish, but it's still understandable from their response. So the Claude 3 Sonnet, although it's in the middle of their new models, like middle-sized, it's still able to provide very good explanations about the language. So we can test that even in their largest one, the Opus, the Claude 3 Opus. And then we are going to test it with GPT-4 side by side. So let's do some IQ tests. I did one here already, and let's do another one together. So first, let's ask one thing. Any word or phrase produced from original words or phrases by rearranging all original letters to produce a new word or phrase is an anagram. Another common IQ question type. Which of the following anagrams is intelligent test? So this is from one of the IQ test websites that I got this question from. And let's see. Obviously, Claude 3 Opus provides more information and detailed explanations for each of these. Both of them are similar. As you can see in GPT-4, but here it provides options A, B, C, and D for me. And in general, it said it's more of this answer basically. Okay, so maybe this is going to be cool. Let's add another one. Let's say ABDGK, which letter comes next in the sequence? Obviously, you can see Claude 3 is processing faster and more accurately as well. Both of them are P, the letter P, and here's the letter P as well. But Claude, I like the way Claude 3 is doing with the explanations. So I think Claude 3 wins for this answer. Let's give it some IQ math questions. Let's clear the history and give it this one. A mystery number is between 60 and 150, a multiple of 7. What is the mystery number? So let's see. In this one, as you can see, GPT-4 gives me a step-by-step process of how to think to solve these problems. But both of them provide the correct answer. The mystery number is 91. And here it is as well. Claude 3 is more focused on calculations when giving the answers, doing all the math, and showing me how I can calculate this math. But in GPT-4, it tells me all the steps, step by step to do that, and then the instructions on how to calculate this. And then it goes through into here. So I would say GPT-4 wins for this one, and it has more humor, a sense of humor. It said 10 in Bengal, showing it has more sense of humor, closer to human-like talking. So let's try another one. In here, I will set two rabbits, but okay. Start hopping in opposite directions, 2 meters, hop left 3 meters, and then left another 2 meters. What is the distance between them? And as you can see this time for more IQ tests in language, Claude 3 provided more detail and also generates start faster than GPT-4 with the answers. And also, with that, it is providing more details. And as you guys can see, both of them are giving me the same answers, 4 meters. And here it is, 4 meters as well. But I like the way how Claude 3 is providing more detailed steps on how this logic is going to be processed to get this answer. So I think this is a win for Claude 3 Opus for this question. So far, for the math things, GPT-4 is better. But when you are doing more text-related questions, Claude 3 is doing better actually. So yeah, guys, if these great models are suitable for your situation, your needs, I think using Claude 3 is a good choice. It's like another alternative to using ChatGPT, and as well, it's able to process multiple models. It's not only by text, and in PoE, they also allow you to do images as well. So yeah, try this out, and I will see you guys in the next videos. Have a nice day.